Diller Nation, sports fans, welcome to another version of Soul Tape. It is a victory.
It's called coaching.
Sidney Crosby passes Mario Lemieux as the Penguins' all-time points leader.
The Pirates have one of the best pitching staffs. They be balling. I'm fired up. Yeah, it is that time. What's going on, everyone? What's going on, Pittsburgh's DSEN listeners, Pittsburgh sports fans, Penguins Nation? We are in the house today, Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. This is Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN. My name is Kevin Cameron. I'm fired up, as I said during the intro, and you should know why I'm fired up. Got this sweater on, and it's playoff time here in the city of Pittsburgh for our Pittsburgh Penguins. Also, across from me in the middle of your screen, he covers the Penguins. He's fired up as well, Mr. Ken Craig.
What is going on? We are back in the playoffs.
There
baby.
you go. There you go.
We are back.
Back in the playoffs. And the thing about it too, Ken, we don't even have to leave the state of Pennsylvania for the first round.
Nope. Battle of Pennsylvania.
Isn't that something?
Bring it on. You know who else is chomping at their bits?
Who?
Sidney Crosby.
Sidney Crosby. Why is that?
He's part ownership of the Philadelphia Flyers.
Is that right?
Yeah, he owns them.
I did not know that.
He owns them.
Okay, I see what you're saying. You lost me there for a minute, but I caught up.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves it.
All right, cool. And also to the right on your screen, he's back. Yes, he is, Mr. Keith Craig. What's up, Keith?
Platt.
What did I say?
Keith Craig.
Keith. Okay, I'm mixing the last names
two
up
persons in one.
and everything. I put your first name with Ken's last name, Keith Platt.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know
what's going on, man?
We're ready to do this, Keith Platt. We're ready to do this, man. And you know what? I'm going to make everybody aware. I didn't even sign into the phone system. I need to sign into the phone system because we are taking phone calls today.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw it over to you, Ken, so you could get, you know what? I'm signed in. I'm good to go. But you could give the digits anyway.
Yeah, let's do it. You know, if you want to call and join the conversation, call us. The number here, 412-213-8995, or text us. We have the text board up at all times. We want to hear your thoughts on what we're talking about or what we're not talking about. 412-218-3888. And if you need that information throughout the show, that will be up on our YouTube. It's on the website, and it's up. Where else? Everywhere you're looking, right?
Everywhere.
We'll bring you that information throughout the show as well.
Yeah, YouTube, website, on the promo material that went out, some of it anyway.
Yeah.
So become engaged with the topics that we have on tap today because we have a whole lot. But before we get into it, let me get into a little bit more of the administrative part, I guess, or the, what do you call it?
Housekeeping.
The preliminaries,
Yeah.
I guess is the best way to state it.
I call it housekeeping.
Housekeeping? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, we'll go with that too. So if you're watching on YouTube, I need you all, you know, if you're watching live or the recording, when you all click that like button, that really helps us out, okay? That lets people know you're enjoying what we're bringing you, Also, subscribe, please. Tell your friends, tell your family. Also, on the website, please subscribe. It's free. It's only 3 fields for you to complete. And check out our radio schedule because we have 24/7 programming. And I know that you'll love what you hear on our radio station. So if you're on the radio side, you can stay there. But if you would like to see us live and in color, you can switch over to the YouTube side. All you have to do is go to our website, scroll down the page to the social section, and click on the YouTube link and look for the live show. All right, so we got the preliminaries out the way. Let's kick things off, Ken, with the big story in Pittsburgh sports. The biggest story, I should say, the biggest story in Pittsburgh sports.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh Penguins.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are in the playoffs.
They have punched their ticket to the postseason. And not only have they punched their ticket, we know who they're going to play now. So depends, as we talked about prior, they are currently sitting second in the Metro Division. They finished second in the Metro Division. They locked up their playoff spot a few games ago. Now since they've locked up that spot, they've been resting a few of their more veteran players. They've been resting Evgeny Malkin. They've been resting Sidney Crosby. They came back and played one game, and then they're going to rest some more. So they're getting healthy, right? These players have been playing, and especially since the Olympic break, they've had 3-4 games a week, right? And keep in mind, a number of them have been playing through injury as well. So after years of questioning whether or not the window is closing, the Pens answered back loud and clear and said their window is not closed yet. So they are heading to the playoffs, slotted right behind the red-hot Carolina Hurricanes, who has continuously been one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference all season. It's a meaningful moment for this franchise, right? I mean, this was a year where a lot of change happened. They brought in a brand new coach. They got rid of their Stanley Cup winning, multi-Stanley Cup winning coach. They changed the way that they look at the players on the team. They brought in some younger players. So they battled this year, and they battled through a tough, just packed Metro Division and came out on the other side of a postseason berth. But now we got to talk about who they're playing and who they're matched up against.
Before you do, though, Ken,
Yeah.
you mentioned that the Pens are resting their players. The last game is tonight, right?
Yeah. Last game is tonight against St. Louis. Puck drops, I believe, 7 p.m.
7? I thought it was like 9:40.
It might.
Somewhere.
Oh, yeah, that Midwest time.
Yeah. 9:30, 9:40, somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, I may be off.
Yeah.
9:30 p.m. Sorry about
9:30.
that. Yep.
Okay. All right. So my question is, you mentioned resting players. This would be maybe, the third straight game?
Yeah, well, a couple
for the most part, they're resting players.
A couple of them have injuries that they're getting healthy, right? If you look at Sidney Crosby, his MCL, he's getting back healthy. So he did play in Washington on Sunday.
And why did he play? Let everybody know why he played.
Just he doesn't like to have 10 days of rest.
Okay.
It's you got to keep those. You got to keep going, right?
Yeah.
But if there's games where they don't, it's not a must win for the Penguins. This isn't going to do anything for our seeding for the rest of the year. So
yeah, and where I was getting to, what's his name? Ovechek.
Ovechkin.
Ovechkin.
Yeah.
Ovechkin. I thought that was the main reason he played, because there's an unwritten rule in hockey that when a player is playing his last game, you should play as well.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Learn something every day. I never knew that.
No, and that's interesting, right? Because it could be one of the last games for Alex Ovechkin. However, he's even come out and said he has not announced his retirement as of yet.
He's doing an Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Man. Oh,
So after the game, you could find it on Pittsburgh's DSEN YouTube site. We did post the interview with Alex Ovechkin there. where he was really happy. The Penguin organization gave him a standing ovation and a little kind of tribute to not only him but also the 21 years that him and Sidney Crosby have played against each other. They were drafted, right after each other. And they've been kind of carrying the NHL on their back for many a years. So it was a tribute there, and then they went, or on Saturday there was a tribute at PPG Paints, and then they went down to Washington where there was another tribute as well. Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin both played in that game down in Washington.
All right.
So, I'm glad they played in that game in case it is his last. In case it is his last game and he does move on to retirement. However, I think to Dan Muse and the organization, keeping those players healthy are on top of mind right now, as it should be. I think that's just good game management and roster management as well.
And you're good with that, having them sit, get the rest?
Yeah, I think you're going to see some players come back and play. Some of them have to get healthy. Some of them have to, they've been playing through injuries that, now are catching up to them. And I'm good with it. I think, this stretch has been compacted more than normal at the Olympics here, this past year. So, they've been playing through a lot of injuries lately.
All right.
So now we move on, and they are playing Philadelphia Flyers in the first round of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. Philadelphia has been on a roll. They snuck in. They fought their way into this tournament. But like we mentioned, Sidney Crosby is biting at the bit on this one. He has, he's in the playoffs alone. He has 36 points against Philadelphia. He's 14-9 when playing Philadelphia. But throughout the regular season, Sidney Crosby has played Philadelphia 93 times. He's 51-32-0 with 60 goals.
Wow. Say it again?
He is over 93 games played, 51 wins, 32 losses. He has 60 goals, 79 assists for 139 points against Philadelphia Flyers in the regular season.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we need to have a segment, most dominating Pittsburgh player against a team, because when you mention Sidney Crosby, it makes me think about Ben Roethlisberger
against the Bengals.
Well. Yeah. No, not against the Bengals. That might be a good one, but against the Browns too.
I was going to say the Browns.
Yeah.
I mean this is a big rivalry for the Penguins. This is who we want to see first round. It's kind of like all the stars aligned properly here. I will say Washington made a huge fight. Columbus made a huge fight. But since the Olympic break, the Flyers have been on an absolute roll. Since the Olympic break, the Penguins have too. The Penguins are number 2 in the NHL since the Olympic break in February. The Penguins are number 2 in the NHL in goals for per game. They are averaging 3.76 goals per game, which is really high. That's second in the NHL, only behind Colorado. But the Philadelphia Flyers are number 2 in the NHL in goals against per game, only allowing 2.4 goals per game.
Two different styles.
And that's important. Okay, and let me hop in here as well and express why I feel that that's important. There's probably, if you would agree, Ken, the weakest part of the Pens would probably be the goaltending.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Skinner, is he the primary?
He's going to be the primary. Yep.
Okay. So he'll be the primary goaltender. So from an offensive standpoint, the Pens have to do enough to score. Hopefully they'll score the way they did one of the games we were going back and forth, right?
Yep.
So they have to allow themselves a little bit of room in the event that Philly is scoring on them.
Yeah. Absolutely, and it depends. Like you said, their goaltending has been the weakest part of the team, which their goaltending is still I hate to say this, it's middle of the road.
Yeah.
Right? In comparison to all the NHL teams. It's middle of the road. It's not an elite group by any means. We are lucky to have someone like Stuart Skinner, who has led the past 3 years, has been in the playoffs every season. He's been a starting goaltender.
That experience.
Yeah, it's
that
huge. And the past 2 seasons took his team to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh, man, we playing with house money.
Well, it's...
Say that again, Ken.
Yeah, so
I missed part of that.
So Stuart Skinner, the last 3 years, has been to the playoffs each year with the Edmonton Oilers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
was he the reason he got there? No, not really. I'll admit that right off the bat. But the last 2 seasons took his team to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Okay.
They did lose the last 2 seasons in the Stanley Cup
they were there.
Final, but
Yeah,
they were there.
They was there, yeah. That's all that mattered.
He
was
didn't
there.
have Sidney Crosby.
Right.
And he didn't have Malcolm.
He had Connor McDavid.
I was about to say, David, though.
Who's an absolute stud.
Right.
But you kind of understand, like, the playoffs are a different atmosphere. It's a different game, and to lead your team.
Best playoff in sports.
That's
what you said, right?
Yeah.
You said that.
I love the
100%.
NHL playoffs. It's lit. I can't
know.
wait. This is when I really tap in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really tapping in now.
I'm following Ken's lead.
Yeah,
on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's my go-to guy.
And so we're lucky to have someone like him. I will say that we just need him to.
You got to crank it up. You
got
got
to
to step his
crank it
game
up.
up.
You got to
That's all.
crank it up. He's playing for a contract too. Right?
Oh, man. So that's an extra incentive. That's
Skinner is?
motivation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's motivation.
Malcolm is too, right?
Yeah, Malcolm's a UFA
Yeah.
after this
Yeah,
year.
I ain't worried about him.
But Stuart Skinner, he's young. I mean, he's only been in the league for 4 or 5 years. So he's an unrestricted free agent after this year.
Yeah, he's trying to get that contract for
he's trying to
the
get that
prime of
back.
his career. He's
Yep.
about to enter the
It's
prime
a
of his
good
career.
time to show up and show out.
Absolutely.
Ken, let me ask you something real quick. So, if the Penguins win this playoff series, who would we possibly face in the next round if we were to win?
That's a really good question. So, in the Metro division, we have Carolina's playing Ottawa Senators. So
Okay.
they're going against each other. Ottawa has the wild card spot, right? So they snuck in through the wild card. So you're going to have Carolina, which is favored in that matchup. Carolina is the number 1 seed, within the Metro, and so they're favored. Whoever wins that matchup is who we would be.
If we beat this Philly
if
series.
we beat Philly.
Okay, so we'll get the winner, Carolina. Who are they playing?
Carolina?
Yeah.
Ottawa Senators.
Ottawa. Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you, man.
Yep, absolutely. And then in the other on the eastern side, you have the Buffalo Sabres, who are just hot right now. All season they have been. They are playing Boston Bruins. And then you have Tampa Bay Lightning going against Montreal Canadiens.
Tampa got that championship DNA. They're always dangerous. I know that.
So this is a really good group of teams right now on the Eastern Conference. I mean, it's the playoffs. Of course, they're all good.
Yeah.
Sure.
On the West Coast, you have Colorado, who's taking on the wild card spot. The LA Kings, who snuck in out of nowhere. You have Dallas taking on Minnesota. And then in the Pacific Division, you have Vegas Golden Knights, not LA. Vegas Golden Knights are taking on the Utah Mammoth. And Anaheim Ducks are taking on the Edmonton Oilers.
Mighty Ducks. Okay.
So there we go.
right,
That's
so-
the NHL Playoffs 2026. The first game we are looking at, I believe it's
Saturday,
expected
I
for
think.
Saturday.
For the Pens.
Yeah, they didn't announce it yet.
Yeah, that we have not received the time or the day or anything like that. But some insider information is we are potentially looking at Saturday, the earlier game. So
Why is it separated so much? Because explain the format. Maybe I don't
What do you mean
understand the
separate?
format.
What's the
The
question?
Pens play Saturday, right? But you got games tomorrow.
Well,
Playoff games tomorrow.
You sure?
Yeah.
It's not the end of the season yet. Ain't today the last day of the season?
No, there's still a few more NHL games.
Okay.
Going on.
So the playoff starts Saturday.
Correct. Yeah.
Season
Okay.
in what, Thursday or tomorrow?
Yeah, I think there's some teams that still have 2 games left. So
Okay.
I believe we're probably looking at Thursday,
Right.
as the last last game. But the actual playoffs will be starting this weekend.
Okay, got it. They were talking about the playoff watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's still one more spot on the, I believe, on the western side, one more spot that can still, I'm looking at it right now.
Still up in the air.
Nope, they're all done.
They're all done?
Yeah, they're all locked up. But there's some
But the
teams,
seeding, maybe.
No, I think they're
the
just finishing
seeding,
out.
that's done also?
Yeah, there's some teams that have only played 80 games, so they still have 2 games remaining.
Okay, so the seeding won't change.
No.
All right, now, as far as the Pens, the last few times, probably the last 3 years they made the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken, they were one and done, right? Was it the last 3 years or the last 4 years?
Well, the last 4 years we have not made the playoffs.
No, I'm saying,
but before that
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in and out.
okay, so this year, how far could you reasonably say the Pens could make it?
Man, this is the question of a lifetime here, right? So, in our division, in the Metro, we have, like I said, Carolina, Philadelphia, and Ottawa. We have a real possibility that we can compete with all of those teams.
Okay.
Real possibility.
Okay.
This is a good Penguins team. This is a team that can score. If our goaltenders can hang in there and just get us through these, it could be a wild ride.
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, I think we make it past the first round.
Realistically
Realistically speaking,
gotcha.
I think we make it past.
Either way, it is a overachievement already, right? No one had this team going to the playoffs.
9% chance to make the playoffs this year.
Okay. Now, is it a chance that Sergei Mershov, if I pronounced that correctly?
Sergei.
Sergei?
Yep. Marashov. Yep.
Okay. Sergei Mershov.
Marashov.
Okay.
I got you.
Marashov. What are you, D lineman?
Is it a chance?
defenseman?
No, he's a goalie.
He's a goalie.
Okay.
Is it a chance that he could see some action or no?
If somebody gets hurt, potentially.
Okay.
He's an AHL goalie.
So
right?
we don't want to see him in the playoffs, really, because things must be bad if we see him.
If you talk to any fan,
Okay.
they're going to say, yes, we want to see him. Because he's the future.
He's highly touted.
Yeah.
He's highly touted.
Okay.
He's an absolute stud. He is going to be the future of the Penguins.
Okay. All right.
He has taken his team to the playoffs in the AHL. He's taken Wilkes-Barre to the playoffs.
Yeah.
He is posting like over 900 save percentage with, around 2 goals per game, like right
Sound
around
like we got a Tom Barresso in the making.
Yeah, he's good, but he doesn't have a lot of NHL.
Hopefully he doesn't have Barasso's attitude.
Oh man, that's a whole other story, bro.
So he hasn't seen the NHL enough.
Okay.
That you could throw him in there, right?
Yeah.
So next year, like I want to see him next year, and it's expected that he's going to be up next year. I hope we don't see him. I hope we don't have to see him. But the team, I don't see them just throwing a rookie goalie in for the playoffs after
Unless things are bad.
Unless something goes left and if somebody gets hurt.
Yeah.
Say Artur Sheelovs gets
That's
hurt.
what I'm saying. That would be a bad situation.
It would be bad because your experienced goaltender goes out. But if Artur Sheelovs gets hurt or somebody gets hurt, you may see him called up to be a backup goalie. And from there, you never know. You never know.
All right,
And I'm just going to say this real quick. A lot of people are referencing Matt Murray. He was called up a few years ago.
Where he at?
Well, that's why I asked about him.
He's still around.
He's still around.
Okay.
I think he's with Seattle.
But go ahead, Kim. We got 30 seconds here.
He was called up right before the playoffs, and Marc-Andre Fleury wasn't playing super great, so they put Matt Murray in, and he led us to the Cup.
Yeah, that's exactly why I brought him up.
Yep.
All right, so let's go Pens, and first playoff game on Saturday.
Yep.
And the times haven't been announced
They
yet.
have not been announced, but from what I'm hearing, we're going to be the early game on Saturday.
Is that a home game?
First 2 is home.
Potentially,
Yep.
yep.
Okay, so the Pens have home ice.
Yep.
All right, excellent. All right, let's transition to the hard court. And let's talk some women's basketball. WNBA had their draft yesterday. I'm not sure how many people knew that, but I had a chance to actually watch some of it, and it was really entertaining.
So you tapped in?
Yeah, I did tap in.
My guy.
Oh yeah, and I saw my girl, but I'm gonna throw it over to my guy, Keith here to fill everybody in.
WNBA draft was yesterday, man, and one thing I noticed about this year's 2026 draft, it was considered a very balanced draft rather than just having one star player.
Okay.
And the first pick, UConn shooting guard, my baby, I call her the female Ray Allen, AZ Fudd. She went to the Dallas Wings.
Yeah.
She's back with Paige Beckers. Yeah. They got that championship
Paige was
DNA.
very happy also.
Oh, man, it's lit down there.
Yeah.
Dallas is going, they're building something down there. They've made some moves. But I thought the highlight of the draft, y'all, was UCLA.
They
set a record for most players selected from a single school in the first round. 6 total players drafted overall, 5 drafted in the first round. Lauren Betts, Kiki Rice, Gabriella Jaquez, Gianna Neatkins, Angela DeGulick, and Leaguer, and my girl Ledger Walker, who I think is going to be a stud in the WNBA. 6 players from that team, man. You know what's crazy to stand out? They all can shoot the damn basketball. They all have high basketball IQs. Like, you look at them girls, and they look like some girls that just sit around. Nah, you watch them, and they can hoop. Them girls can hoop.
Yeah, and really, Keith, they had how many in the first round?
5.
They really had 6.
Yeah, really 6.
Yeah, because I don't play this transfer portal mess.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, if you go to a school and you transfer, I'm gonna still give that school you went to credit.
Yeah.
So when I take a look at the woman Angela DeGulick.
Yeah, she's a transfer.
Okay, so she was with UCLA and she transferred to Connecticut. Okay, so UCLA should get just as much credit as UConn.
Like Ledger Walker, she was at another school, man. She was at another school before UCLA.
Right.
Yeah.
She was. Well, it doesn't have it here.
I want to say USC or Stanford. She was with prior to transferring to UCLA.
Okay. Did she play there or?
Yeah, she was pretty good. She
really?
had 14 and 6 assists for her career.
Okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying? And well, hey, you wanted to say something real quick?
Go ahead. Go
ahead. Also, man, my girl, if you know me, my girl Flau'jae Johnson. She got drafted by Golden State, but she was traded to Seattle, and I think Seattle is set up perfect for her to flourish as a 2 guard and in Seattle, man. You know what I mean? And also, Indiana, Caitlin Clark's team, they end up going defense. They drafted Raven Johnson, the winner out of South Carolina, defensive man at point guard. I think her and Caitlin Clark playing together is going to be great.
Yeah, I do too.
Yes, you could play her at the 2 and you can play Raven at the 1. And yeah, they're going to be cooking. They're going to be cooking. But last but not least, Kev, my rookie of the year for the women WNBA, because I was, I'm tapped in. I love the female basketball.
Okay.
I got 3 picks. I think it's either going to be AZ Fudd, Flau'jae Johnson, or a girl nobody's talking about. There's a 6'4" stud that went to Seattle, and she'll be playing with Flau'jae. Her name is Alwa Pham. She's from Spain. Think Breanna Stewart. Think Breanna Stewart.
Okay.
Yeah, she's that good.
Okay.
She's that good.
So
she could have been a number 1 pick.
What already, Key?
Female WNBA Rookie of the Year.
Already,
I got 3 candidates.
You're picking Rookie of the Year already, man.
I got 3 candidates.
Man, you're ready.
Because I'm looking at the situations, the teams they're with, and the circumstances, and their ball usage and all that. You know what I mean?
All right.
So,
I'm not sure how much, Keith, we had a chance to talk about the big trade in the WNBA. I think it happened maybe a week.
My girl Angel Reese to the Atlanta Dream.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait. I got to get some tickets to go to that.
Okay.
I have to be there.
Okay. Was it a win-win move?
Yes. Now with Atlanta, they end up getting a girl, a cot from South Carolina, who's 6'6", and she'll replace Brittany Griner. So with Angel Reese there, then Angel Reese at 6'3". You got a cot at 6'6". You got a big front line, and you got a Rad Howard there. You still got Tahina Powell there, one of the top rookie WNBA shooters. Okay. So they got to play Angel Reese 1-on-1.
What else?
You can't collapse on her now.
Okay, so what else stood out in the draft? Did you have anything else?
That was pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah,
what's going on with all this noise with the commissioner?
WNBA commissioner?
Yeah, WNBA commissioner.
It was rumors that she didn't really agree with the new deal and a collective bargaining agreement, but it's signed, sealed, and delivered, so who cares?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
All she could do is support those women and Hope the league grows, and which I think is going to grow. But also, too, I like how this year is the 30th anniversary, and they're starting to honor some of the greats. You know, the Cheryl Swoops, the Tina Thompsons, the Cynthia Coopers, Ruthie Bolton, Holyfields.
Ballers.
Yeah, they're
Ballers.
yes, because they helped the league grow. You know, they were there from the mud. Dawn Staley, Charlotte Sting. You know what I'm saying? So they're honoring a lot of those women this year, and I think it's great for female basketball, and it's going to help the game grow more and more and more.
Excellent, excellent. So that's what went down, everybody, in the WNBA Draft last night. And what we need to do, we need to take our first break of the day. And when we come back, we need to talk about a first-place team in Major League Baseball. A first-place team here in the city of Pittsburgh in Major League Baseball. Let me say that again. A first-place team.
Did they play games yet?
Wow.
They did.
16 games in.
They did play games in their first place.
I need to cue up the song. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. Right? Because
don't get too excited, kid.
I take it when I can. I take it when I can.
We'll chat on the other end.
If you don't know, the Pittsburgh Pirates, they're balling and they're in first place. And we need to talk about how they are doing it. They have some guys that are hot. Some guys are stepping up. The Pirates made some moves in the offseason. Most of them are coming through. There's still one person that's lagging behind. Okay, he wasn't in the lineup yesterday. Okay, and I like that move. So we need to talk about all of that and more when we return.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
Business owners thinking about back-to-school promotions and replacing summer flavors with pumpkin? What about your taxes? Reduce your stress and tax liabilities by planning for tax time now with Cameron Professional Services Group. CPSG takes your goals, values, and visions to create a custom tax plan catered specifically to your business. We work closely with you to ensure that as your business grows and goals shift, so will your custom plan. Located in the Hill District in Pittsburgh, PA, CPSG is a CPA and consultant firm, providing services in accounting, auditing, tax planning and preparation, community development, and operational management. Call Cameron Professional Services Group today at 412-251-0607.
Have you had the Beat by Niche experience? Beat by Niche is one of the top makeup artists in the city of Pittsburgh. She's touched the face of Cardi B, Love and Hip Hop personalities, and various Steeler wives. If you have not sat in her chair, what are you waiting for? Visit beatbyniche.com to schedule your special makeover for all occasions: weddings, graduations, proms, photo ops, and more. Visit beatbyniche.com and experience the touch of excellence.
Yeah, this has been on my list for the last couple of weeks. Love that instrumental. Jamie Foxx putting it down. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Kevin Cameron, and this is Soul Tape on Pittsburgh's DSCN. Sitting here with my guy Ken Craig and also Keith Platt, talking Pittsburgh sports And if you missed any of it, don't worry about it. It's all recorded out here on YouTube. So even if you're on the radio side, you can always go over to YouTube and check it out. We talked about two different sports. The first segment, we talked about the Pittsburgh Penguins being in the playoffs and what that means and who they'll play and all that good stuff. And we also talked about the WNBA Draft as well. Keith gave you the lowdown as far as what went down there. Now, if you would like to be a part of the conversation, the phone lines are open. You could give us a call. The numbers are on your screen. If you're on the radio side, you can go over to the website as well. But as I always say, since I'm such a nice guy, I'm going to give you the numbers. So if you would like to call, give us a call at 412-213-8995. Or you could text us, 412-218-3888. I know we received a couple of texts so far. I know Yolanda's out there. Thanks a lot, Yolanda, for tuning in. She said, hi, guys. Tuning in on the YouTube side. Yolanda is a regular listener, and we love her for that. Right. All right. So let's talk about what's going down, fellas, with this team. They're not imposters, are they? No, they are. You kind of question it, Keith.
I'm gonna say I got to take for you, man. I got to take for you.
All right. So we're talking about our Pittsburgh Pirates, who are in first place, and I can't say that enough. As Ken said, or joked, did the season start? Because normally, that's what happens. The Pirates are in first place at the beginning of the year, but we're 16 games in. 16 games in, and the Pirates are 10-6. 1 game ahead of the Cincinnati Reds, 1.5 games ahead of Milwaukee, 2 games ahead of St. Louis, and 3 games ahead of Chicago. Chicago 7-9. Chicago is right now, they're the only team in the National League Central that doesn't have a winning record. And let me just say this, guys, before we get too deep in it. The Pirates lost a real good guy over the last few days. I'm not sure if you all heard about Phil Garner passing away. Scrap Iron was his nickname. Played in the 70s with Willie Stargell and Omar Marino and Dave Parker and all those guys. And Phil was number 3. And I need to get his age. I want to say he was around 78, 79 years old and ended up passing away. So prayers out to Phil Garner's family, friends, and loved ones. Okay? But I know that Phil would be very happy with the state of the Pittsburgh Pirates right now. They're balling. They really are. I was disappointed. The first 4 games or the first 5 games, I was very disappointed after their first series down in Cincinnati. But as they say, baseball is truly a marathon. Okay? Now, let me tell you how they're balling. We already knew coming into the season that the Pirates had one of the best pitching staffs in Major League Baseball. And this is through 16 games. This pitching staff, starting pitching now, is 5th in Major League Baseball in wins.
That's dope.
With an ERA of 3.34, and also they're 9th in innings pitched. They're starters. Okay? So the more innings you can pitch, the more pressure you can take off the bullpen. So that's very important to have as many innings as possible, even though these days they normally pull the starter between the 5th
and the 6th inning
and 7th inning
somewhere in that
anyway. Paul Skeens actually pitched yesterday. He's actually the ace of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he was dominant.
Yes, he
and
was.
actually, yesterday, that game yesterday, the Pirates won 16-5.
Yeah, we was cooking yesterday.
Yeah, I thought maybe they moved over to Acrisure Stadium.
Yeah, they ate they Wheaties, man.
and threw some touchdowns, 16-5. So yesterday, Paul Skeens, he went 6 innings, allowed only 1 hit. That 1 hit was actually a home run.
Yeah, he seen it heat up after somebody hit him off the park. I saw that in the World Baseball Classic. He got hit for a home run, and guess what? Nobody else hit him the rest of the game. So I think he be needing that to light a fire under him or something.
Yeah, and I think
he feeds off of that.
I think sometimes Skeens, he might not admit it, but I think sometimes he gets comfortable.
Yeah.
No, not arrogant,
Okay.
but see, this is how it went down, Keith. The first 2 batters, he actually struck him out.
Mm-hmm.
So the third batter came up, and you could let your guard down a little bit, and Abrams actually took him out the park. I think it was Abrams anyway, but we'll verify that.
Yeah.
So the third batter took him out the park, and then the fourth batter he struck out again. This is in the first inning. So I think sometimes he lets his guard down. Yeah. But let me get back to how they're doing it. Number one, like I said, pitching. So they are who they said they were supposed to be, or who we said they're supposed to be. The biggest part is the offense, right?
Oh yeah.
You have a guy that I'm going to talk about, Oneil Cruz, that is killing it.
Yes, he
playing
is.
Center field,
yes, he's
and also some off-season moves, and I'll talk about those players as well. But right now, as a team, the Pirates are 7th in batting average in Major League Baseball.
That is great, man.
Batting .250. Now, check this out. For a very long time, the Pirates lack power, and this is what they're doing from a home run standpoint. Right now, they're 9th in Major League Baseball. But here's the thing. They have to keep it going. They're 9th now.
Exactly.
Do you know where they finished last year
25th.
in home runs? You were close. 24th.
Come on, man.
24th. So
some baseball last year.
Okay, all right. And then from an RBI standpoint, they're 6th in Major League Baseball. And in runs, they're 7th. Through 16 games. Now, where do you think they finished last year from a run standpoint?
Same, around 25th.
Yeah, you're right.
Somewhere in that range.
24th.
Yeah, see.
Okay, so that's making a big difference. And it's been said the Pirates need to get out there, spend some money.
Finally did.
Yeah, bring in some offensive players. Mm-hmm. It's going to be different, everybody. I believe it's going to be different from a trade deadline standpoint. Do you two realize this might be the first time in probably about 12 years, probably about 12 years where we might sit up here and ask a legitimate question, are we buyers or sellers at the deadline of Major League Baseball?
Right. That's good. That is great,
Yeah,
Kev.
yeah.
That is great.
Now, I talked about Paul Skeens a little bit. You all know how he started, right?
Yeah.
He started off giving, can you remember, Ken, how many runs?
Oh, yeah, he got cracked that first game against the Mets.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, it was against the Reds.
Oh, the Reds? Okay, I thought it was the Mets. Okay.
Here's the deal. I still say that wasn't on Skeens. That was on the defense.
Yeah, it's one game anyway.
Specifically,
not going to define his career.
Specifically, Oneil Cruz.
With his bloopers.
Yeah, he missed 2 balls that should have been caught.
I remember that. And
they didn't call those balls errors. They called those balls hits. Mm-hmm. So it went on Skeens. But nonetheless, this guy right now, he has 3 wins, which is tied for 2nd in Major League Baseball. So right now he's 3-1. And his ERA after the first game was something like 65, 69 or something. It was crazy. He has it down to 4. He has his ERA down to 4 now.
Yeah, I need that because I made a crazy prediction about his ERA
average,
this year.
and I just want everybody out there.
Right.
I know I'm talking baseball talk. So ERA, earned run average. Okay, so what is the average of runs that you give up? Okay, per game. So let's talk about some hot players.
Okay.
One of the players that I mentioned, Oneil Cruz. I'm really impressed with what Oneil Cruz is doing.
Yes.
Excuse me. And I have to give credit to the new Pirates hitting coach, Matt Haig. Okay. Oneil Cruz was the worst batter against left-handing pitching in 2025. So what do you do when you're bad at things? You don't give up.
Practice.
You work at it.
Yeah, practice
you
makes
work
perfect.
at it. And that's what he did. So, and I'm going to give some examples of that. Left-handing pitching, okay, through, and I want to make sure I'm trying to read my scribble here. But let me just talk overall. Right now, he has 5 home runs. He's second on the team in home runs.
Right, yeah.
Okay, because Bryan Reynolds number 1 with 6. Okay, and we'll talk about him next. But Oneil Cruz, he's second on the team in home runs with 5. There's an 11-way tie in Major League Baseball. It's still early. So he's tied for 7th in home runs. One of the things I look at as well, normally when you're a home run hitter, your strikeout rate is higher. So you would expect that. But Oneil Cruz strikeouts were way too high last year. He had 36 strikeouts through 16 games in 2025. Let me say that again. He had
a lot.
36 strikeouts through 16 games in 2025.
That is trash.
This year, through 16 games, he has 20 strikeouts. Almost double a decrease, right? Almost 100% decrease.
Right. And he's batting 355, man, which is great.
And he has a 12-game hitting streak, multiple home runs already this season. And this is something I questioned from the beginning. And actually someone on the YouTube comments challenged me on this. And I told him, I say, Oneil Cruz needs to bat leadoff. He started off the season, he wasn't batting leadoff. And one of the reasons you do that, not only does he have the speed, but you want him to have as many at-bats as possible. And by batting him at that leadoff spot, that allows that to occur. Another player that's real hot right now, and he's a new acquisition, one of those acquisitions that I talked about, Brandon Lowe. Okay,
it's Brandon Lowe. I thought it was Brandon Lowe. Okay, it's Brandon Lowe. All right, cool.
He's in a 5-way tie for the Major League Baseball home run lead right now for second. So he has 6. Jordan Walker right now for St. Louis, and I just had to let everybody know this. Through 16 games, I think somewhere around there, 15, 16 games. I know, as I said, the Pirates play 16. But right now, Jordan Walker's the home run leader in Major League Baseball with 8. That's like every other game you're hitting a home run. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Okay. So Brandon Lowe, back-to-back games with huge RBIs. He killed it yesterday. Hit multiple home runs in a short stretch, including a 10 RBI type weekend. 10 RBI.
That's crazy.
Okay. And then you put Cruz and Lowe together. They have 11 home runs together, which leads Major League Baseball. No other team has 2 players with that many home runs.
I hope these stats still exist in July.
Exactly.
That's my thing about the Pirates.
That's the question.
Very early. We got to revisit all this in July because every year they're winning and everybody, the Pirates, this and that. And then come after the 4th of July, they're on the 10. They haven't won a game in 3 weeks and all that crap.
You're right.
You know what? We're winning right now.
You're right. And I predicted us to go to the playoffs right here on this show. So I want them to win so I can look like Nostradamus.
And I'm glad you mentioned that too, Keith, because check it out. I was thinking about this, and maybe you two could help me out with this, fellas, because I'm not sure where the cutoff is, but it's a good day. It's a good time to be a sports fan in Pittsburgh.
Yes,
Pittsburgh
sir.
sports fans.
Yes,
It's always
sir.
a good day to be a Pittsburgh.
Okay,
sports
I'm
fan.
just
it's a lot.
saying.
It's a lot right now.
Think about
It's a
it.
roller
I'm so
coaster.
excited, fellas. I'm thinking, look, the Steelers made the playoffs.
Right.
The Penguins made the playoffs.
Right.
Now the Pirates might make the playoffs.
Right. Got a draft coming up. Yeah.
And we have the draft, right?
Yes.
And we just had, if you want to continue, we had the U.S. Open at Oakmont
Okay.
last year.
Okay, for the golfers
As
okay.
well. Yeah,
No
yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
No doubt.
Now, where's the cutoff? Can we say all three teams made the playoffs in a year? So the Steelers, you got to count towards 2025.
Right.
So
Yeah,
the Pirates-
playoffs in January.
The Pirates
yeah.
didn't do anything in 2025.
Right.
The Penguins, you could actually say you could get away with 2025 for the Penguins, right?
No, they didn't make the playoffs.
I mean, 25, 26.
How many-
It would
how
have
many-
to be this year.
Yeah, it got to be this year.
It has to be 2026.
Yeah.
So we're starting with the Penguins.
Yeah, we can start with the
Okay.
Steelers because it transferred into 2026.
Well, we're talking seasons.
Okay.
Okay,
I
so-
get it. I get it.
Yeah, no, it would have to be because the 2025 season. No, it would have to be starting with the Penguins.
Okay.
And
Starting
move-
with the Penguins.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would
Okay.
have to.
Okay. I'm still feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, me too.
If I'm a bet man, I'm going down to Rivers Casino
Hey, why
and
not?
put a prop bet on that.
Cha-ching. Why not?
You think they have a prop bet on that, Ken? Or do you think they're listening to our radio show and
Pretty
they just
sure,
added?
Yeah, the head of Rivers is probably tuned in right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So, I probably they may have a prop bet. Can you
Well, all
walk in
three.
and make up prop bets? I mean, I'm asking the wrong person.
Yeah, you
but-
are asking.
You could go over there and put some money down on the Penguins getting to the Stanley
the
Cup.
prop bet is, will all three professional Pittsburgh teams make the playoffs in the same season?
I think
Man,
so.
I
think
bet
so.
you that's.
I think so. We just need the Pirates now.
I'll put-
I remember
I'm-
I
I'm
predicted.
I'm feeling pretty good. One thing I didn't point out about the pitching staff, this elite pitching staff as well. Like I said, the Pirates are batting .250 as a team,
That's good.
and
man.
they're in 7th place in Major League Baseball. Where do you think the opposing batters are batting against the Pirates pitching staff?
mid to bottom
I was going to
half.
say bottom third.
Mid to bottom.
No, give me the Pirates are at 250. So what's their average? Do you think
Oh,
Teams playing against the Pirates. What's their average?
batting against the Pirates?
I'm gonna go.
213.
You said 213. I'm gonna go.
I feel like we're on a price.
I'm gonna go
Price is
220.
Right.
I'm gonna go 220.
Okay, not bad, fellas. A little bit higher, 223.
okay. All right.
223, which is 4th in Major League Baseball.
And that's great,
pretty
man.
good.
Yeah,
These numbers
4th.
better stick when it's the heart of the damn summer, man. I'm talking about July, August.
Keep in mind, we're talking about different players. Another player that I'm very happy to see picked up his game is Bryan Reynolds. Bryan Reynolds right now going into tonight's game, his batting average is 290. Now, I mentioned there's a player that hasn't been producing, and he's been the DH as well, is Marcell Ozuna, who's batting like less than 0 point. He's so low, I can't even say. he's batting, I think, .70. Okay.
Has he
So-
been a DH before?
He has been a DH
Okay.
before, yeah. So he came over from Atlanta. He's making $12 million
Oh,
a year.
that's that guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nah, he got to step his game up,
Yeah, man. 48
Oh,
at-bats.
no.
So you can't say he didn't have
No.
enough at-bat. 48 at-bats. He's batting, like I said, .70. And Don Kelly, the Pirates manager, made a move. Like I said, I liked it. Took Bryan Reynolds out of the field and put Bryan Reynolds as the DH. Yesterday, Bryan Reynolds went 3 for 4 with 4 RBI.
Woo.
Cooking.
Okay?
We call that Cook County.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so he might need to stay at DH.
Yeah. Keep him. If it's not broke, don't try to fix it.
Yeah, and
No.
Jake Magnum actually played left field.
Okay.
Instead of Bryan Reynolds.
I'm a fan.
And Jake Magnum yesterday went 1-for-4. 1-for-4 with 1 home run.
That's not bad.
Okay, he's
Not
batting
bad at all.
.212. It's a lot better than
Yeah.
.7.
Well, hey, he can only go but up. So hopefully that batting average increases in the next month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And also, I'm trying to see who else I have on my list here as far as balling. But did you have, while I look for this, Keith, I'm not sure if you had anything else on what we're talking about.
No, I just want us to revisit this come July, and we're gonna see where these numbers are at. Because, like I said, every year people get hyped about the Pirates, and then come July, right around All-Star break, they've lost 7 of their last 12 games, and
Yeah,
So,
like I said, we're dealing with some different players
Yeah,
now,
we are.
so
We
we
spent
should
some money,
get different
yeah.
results. So
Right,
the other
right.
2 players that I wanted to mention here as well, and he's a new acquisition, Ryan O'Hearn. Okay, Ryan O'Hearn. And let me tell you what he's batting right now as well. Let me see if he was in the lineup yesterday. Yes, he was. He actually went 1-for-5 against Washington yesterday, but he's batting .321. So he's
good
balling.
too, man.
And also Nick Yorke. There was a question coming into the season with the Pirates at third base. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Pirates were looking around trying to see if they could acquire someone to come in and play third base. But right now, Nick Yorke is actually balling. He's actually batting right now .289. So when I take a look at
Got some bats, man.
Yeah.
Got some bats.
Yeah. So when I take a look at the Pirates lineup, I see 250, 278, 290, 321, and Oneil Cruz is leading the team at 355. So is it sustainable? I say maybe not at this level. Okay. But I do think from a competition standpoint, I do believe that the Pirates will continue to play good ball. Some of the concerns that I do have with the team right now from a save standpoint, the bullpen right now is 21st in Major League Baseball. There's 30 Major League Baseball teams, and right now the Pirates are 21st with only 3 saves. Also, fielding is a concern. We all know how Oneil Cruz messed up the first game.
I knew you was going to say that.
There's been some other mishaps as well with him and some other players also. So hopefully that will improve, because right now the Pirates are 17th when it comes to fielding, and they need to be better than that.
Definitely do, Kev.
Yeah, they need to be better than that. So that's what's going on with our Pittsburgh Pirates. They should. What time is it? 6:58. They have another game tonight against Washington. On the mound tonight is Mitch Keller.
Oh, my guy. My guy.
Okay, Mitch Keller right now, his win-loss is 1 win, no losses with an ERA of 1. So I think he's been coming through. There was a lot of talk last year about if the Pirates should have moved him to get a bat. So in retrospect, I'm glad. I'm glad the Pirates did not make that
rotation.
move.
Keep him.
Yeah. Now we had to confirm also, Ken. I'm not sure if you were able to confirm. If not, I'll look it up. That home run Skeens gave up yesterday.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, it was Abrams or Garcia. I thought it should have been Abrams that hit that home run off of him. Just want to make sure everyone has the correct information. But we'll move on until you get that information as well, Ken. Let me see what we have next. We need to talk about the Masters and Rory McIlroy winning the Master.
Yeah, it was C.J. Abrams.
So it was Abrams.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, Ken, what did you think about the Masters and Rory McIlroy?
Good for him. You got to celebrate back-to-back, master wins. That is an incredible feat to do in your career. I think it's an incredible feat for anyone to do. I mean, there's only been one.
And let me interrupt real quick. The caller that called, I'm sorry I missed your call. Call right back. We'll get you on.
It's an incredible feat. I mean, period. There's only been, 3 others who have ever won back-to-back. Am I correct there? I know Tiger.
I think you're right.
Yeah, and I know Tiger has done it. But
All right, Jack Nicklaus.
yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I do want to say it was one of the least, how do I say this? Competitive? Is that the right word? Like, there wasn't, like, he held the lead the entire time.
But he did lose it.
Yeah.
He did lose it on Sunday.
On Sunday.
He went into the last round, I believe, or it might have been Saturday, that he went into it with a 6-stroke lead.
Yeah, Cam Young had it even for a hot minute and fell down. I was actually pulling the video of me selecting Cam Young to win, but
is that what you
I was. Then I looked back at the score or the leaderboard, and he was already dropped like 3 spots. I was like, oh man, Ken. It was. I'm happy for him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy for him.
You're happy. I'm not happy for him.
I know you're not. That's why I'm trying to give him a little bit of love, because it's a hard thing to do. That's it. You know, it's a hard thing to do. I'm happy he got it. I think that it's only going to make him more of a difficult person to when he loses.
Did he talk to the media, Ken?
Well, I mean, every winner has to talk to the media, right? After a win like that.
Keith, this is a guy, he talks to the media when he wins.
I wanted to ask y'all something about this guy.
And when he loses, he skips out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
oh, man.
that's why he fell out.
Take my ball and go home type of guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, we have a caller coming in here. All right, Kirk, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Thank you for taking my call.
How's it going? Hey, you haven't called in a while. We were concerned with you.
Oh, it's going well. Still listening.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, not always able to be on the phone, but yes, definitely still listening.
No,
okay,
sorry.
great.
Thanks for calling in.
And you want to talk about the Steelers draft coming up. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm actually very excited because I don't know about the 12 picks. That's a lot of picks. I don't know that any team in this day and age can really make something of 12 picks. But I do know that between the first and third rounds, they do have 5 picks in the top 100, which is, I think, a lot easier to, just kind of gather your thoughts on and give a better idea what type of player you're going to get between the first and third round, especially when you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I like that. I like the 5 picks in 3 rounds. With that said, almost everybody has an opinion on this. Obviously, it's a football town. I'm hearing a lot of the offensive line, wide receiver, even discussion about quarterback. I'm probably going to pick a very unpopular pick, but based off of what I saw last year's pick with Derek Harmon, who honestly, for being a rookie, his impact to the run defense was noticeable.
Yeah.
So I think they have to address the defensive line. I think we must get a traditional nose tackle. Nothing against Keanu Benton. I don't know. It's a second-round pick. I know that's a high pick. I just don't think he's the piece. I think a guy like McDonald out of Ohio State, we're talking number 1 defense in all of college football. Their defense was great everywhere. I know there's other players out there, but this is a guy who he knows how to stop the run, knows how to draw two offensive linemen. I mean, he is on tape. It's like you look at him and you go, okay, that's exactly what we need in the middle. We have Harmon, opposite, I think, left side. You got this guy in the middle, and eventually you get someone to replace Hayward. But, man, I look at this draft, and I see these players out here, and I'm like, that's a first-round pick. That's a plug-and-play kind of player from Ohio State. The Steelers, obviously love going to Ohio State.
Sure.
Hayward.
Well, Mike Tomlin did.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin. Yeah, I know, and I I get it. There's a new regime, but I just, despite anything, or despite the college, I think when you look at Ohio State, it's stacked. But this guy was doing his job. 7th ranked rush defense. So Ohio State was, obviously the run game, not number 1, but top 10. But I think they have to address the defensive line in the first round. And the rest of the 4 picks, I think after that, because honestly, it's hard to tell after the first round, in my opinion. But I think after that, with the success they've had in the second round, I think they could possibly look at a receiver, which I definitely think there's depth. And they've brought in a lot of guys that I was shocked to even think that they were, considering. I like Bernard from Alabama. He seems to be a really good route runner and seems to be like he could be a plug-in at number 3 if, everybody else, which isn't saying much. But it seems like he could come in and participate and contribute, sooner than later. That's kind of what they want from a second-round pick. And then, honestly, a third round I think is a big deal for them. 3 picks in 1 round. I think that's where it's possible they can build some sort of the start of a core defense, because I think that's what this draft for them is. It's not a quarterback draft. It's not a franchise quarterback draft. This draft is, if they're smart, to build that core team before that franchise quarterback gets here. And I think with the 3 picks in the third round, I'm not going to go into names, but I think just off of position, if we're at least looking at, maybe another offensive tackle, because I don't know about Broderick Jones at this point. I don't know if he's going to get a 5th-year option. Probably not. So a third round, I think they got the 12th pick in the third round. That'd be great to get someone at offensive tackle that maybe can play some guards. Should McCormick go down? Or you get yourself the Georgia Tech guy that they brought in. Maybe you're going guard because we need a left guard. We need somebody Rutledge, I believe. So I think offensive lineman, and then again, I think you got to at least consider a pass rusher. I know we're stacked, but these guys can go down at any given time with the way we blitz. Third round, an extra pick. Why not use it on something where you're not considering the position, but since the luxury of the pick, and you go for an edge rusher. And I think the third pick in the third round should at least be considered again. I think they kind of got to go offense here, and I think another receiver. And I know that's kind of silly to hear 2 receivers go so close, but it's pretty deep at that position. And if you can pull off 2 good receivers in one, in a round apart, wow, right? Because that would be huge for us. Because there's really nothing after Roman Wilson, and Roman Wilson hasn't shown me anything. So we got 2 legit receivers.
How about Peter Woods, too, bro, from Clemson, D tackle? You was talking about D-line help. I got Peter Woods circled. He's a big guy from Clemson.
I like Peter Woods. Honestly, my favorite defensive lineman that I just don't see them getting, and I don't think they'd go for him in the first round. He's from Texas Tech. That's Lee Hunter. I think that's the number 1 rushing defense. And I know it's the FBS and it doesn't matter in the NFL, but really when you look at that tape and you look at him, he's a huge part of why that rushing defense was as good as it was. And then they got the Skylar Gill Howard. But yeah, I love Peter Woods because I think he's another one that I'm pretty sure he's the kind of guy that can come in and start right away. And I think it's between him, McDonald, and Hunter really. Yeah. That they can come in. They're going to come in and play. And I'll tell you what, to have 2 young studs playing on that defensive line, you're 2/3 of the way there.
Right.
That run defense improves big time here. And if we can shut that run game down, we go back to being that top 5 run defense.
I agree with you,
somebody
man.
that can actually hold that middle. Peyton Wilson and Queen, they won't miss tackles. Especially, I know everybody was on Queen for his missed tackles, but I'm sorry.
Right.
I like Patrick Queen.
I do too.
These guys, they can cover the field, and if you get a defensive line in front of them, a guy like Woods, a guy like Lee Hunter, or a guy like McDonald from Ohio State, that defense, you stop the run game, now that offense is one-dimensional. We've been missing that here. This isn't every week we know we're shutting the run down kind of defense. It's quite, in fact, not that. It's very we weren't sure if we were going to stop the run consistently week in and week out. It has to go back to, no, we're pretty sure the run game is going to be non-existent for that team, even the guy we haven't heard of off the bench.
Interesting. Now, first of all, I called the pick last year, Derek Harmon.
Get out of here.
Just want to remind people.
Okay.
Defensive line, we do need some help on the defensive line. Keep in mind that during free agency, the Steelers did bring in Sebastian Joseph Day. So that should be helpful as well. I don't believe the Steelers are going defensive line with the first pick. I think because of the troubles that Omar Khan has had acquiring a number 2 wide receiver, even though the Steelers did bring in a number 2 wide receivers, but I think he wants to solidify that position group. I'm going wide receiver. And I just had the picks in front of me as well. Let me see if I could get back to it. So the first pick overall, everyone should know, is 21. And then round 2 is 53rd. Now, I can see the Steelers going defensive lineman in the second round at 53. And then, as you mentioned, Kirk, there's 3 picks in round 3, 76, 85th, and 99. So that's good when you could have 5 top picks. And then when I take a look at the draft information, the strongest positions by position group, there's a lot of chatter out there about offensive line, right? All the mock drafts, and we'll talk about this after the break too. All the mock drafts that I've been looking at, the first pick has been one or the other, the ones that I've seen, offensive line or wide receiver.
Right.
And Kirk, I know you said that your pick wasn't popular. I could even see them going defensive line now that I think about it. I think they'll go 3rd round.
I can see that too. Yup.
Yeah,
second
third
or 3rd round is going to be a D line.
Yeah, I think the first round they're going to go wide receiver.
O-line.
I think the second round they're going to go O-line. And then once you get to that 3rd round, I think that's when they'll start going defensive line. And defensive line right now is supposed to be the second strongest position group. Offensive line is supposed to be the first. Wide receiver is supposed to be the 3rd, based on a variety of sources that I looked at anyway. But we'll see, Kurt.
Thank you so much for taking my call, guys, and have a great week.
Thank you, bro.
All right, thank you, Kurt. Talk to you later. Hey, Kurt. Okay, he's gone. Okay, I was going to ask him if he were going to the draft.
Well, he's not here to answer.
Yeah. So, all right. Hopefully.
Yeah, he watched it. He heard it.
Excuse me. Hopefully, as many people as possible will be able to get down, to the draft. I know it's going to be crazy, but it should be a really good experience. He said it wouldn't be popular. Would you two be mad if the Steelers went that way?
D-line?
Yeah, D-line.
Yeah, not with the first pick.
Not with the first pick.
No. You got to address that, though, within those first 4 picks. I totally agree, but that first pick, I got some guys that I think the Steelers should take, and, yeah, I'm getting an offensive lineman or I'm getting a wide receiver. That's just me.
I think you always have to look at a couple things, right? How deep is the draft? It's a big need for us. No, I mean, it's always going to be a big need for us, especially when we don't have that centerpiece locked up yet in the defense. I mean, but you have to look at how deep the draft is. We're walking into a draft that is pretty deep in terms of defensive linemen,
right? Whether
it's edge or inside defensive line.
Some diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, there is some diamonds in the rough, and you can get them around the late 2nd, 3rd, 4th rounds. I think the 3rd round, I agree, we're going to do some damage in that round. Mm-hmm. I even think we're going to double dip in terms of wide receiver as well. Don't be surprised about that either.
Right. So let's get back to golf before we take break.
Yeah, I wanted to ask y'all something about this Rory McIlroy guy.
Okay, go ahead.
So I read, I did my research. I'm not a big golf guy. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all. But, 6 major championships for Rory McIlroy. They're saying he's probably the best European golfer ever. I think he's a top 10 all-time golfer. I think he's pretty elite. But I don't think he's on Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus level.
Correct.
So if y'all want to elaborate, just talk to me about that. I'm still getting known into the golf game. Still getting my feet wet in the golf game.
He's not at that level.
Okay.
I don't have all the numbers in front of me, but I think Rory McIlroy right now might be 36, 38, somewhere in that neighborhood. Ken, do you know his age?
I don't have that number.
Okay.
Yep.
But what Tiger Woods accomplished before... And at that age,
36.
He's 36.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, what Tiger Woods accomplished by the time he was 36 just blows
Blows Rory out the water.
And Rory's been around since he was, 18, 7, something like that. He came into the professional golf scene when he was quite young. He came in to be kind of the next up.
Right.
And
has he fulfilled expectations?
No, he's actually been well below expectations.
He has been.
Wow.
He has been.
Yeah, even though
but he's very talented.
I see his name on the leaderboards all the time.
Yeah.
But he had that trouble where there was some question about him being able to get over that hump and win majors again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So now that I don't know if you guys would agree with me here, but I think he's kind of like on his way back up, because he took a long time where he wasn't.
He got his mojo back.
Yeah, he's getting it back right now. These past few years have been more positive, whereas prior it was like, is he ever going to win a major again? Can he get back there again? Right? You always see him kind of at the top of the leaderboard in terms of the FedEx.
I see his name a lot.
Yeah, and the FedEx rankings. Like, he's always going to make his money throughout the season. But him being able to win majors again is really where he was struggling.
So that's a challenge for him.
Yeah,
okay,
yep.
Basically his Achilles heel.
So let me give you this to give you a good comparison, and we're not even talking about majors, right?
Yep.
Because I think Tiger right now, he might have 14, 15 majors,
something like that,
off the top of my head. Okay, we're not even talking majors. So I'm just going to give you what I just looked up regarding being the number one golfer.
Yeah.
Okay. Rory McIlroy, number of weeks he was the number one golfer. 122 weeks. Rory McIlroy. That's incredible by itself.
122 weeks. How what is that? What's that?
You know, that's more than 2 years, right?
I was about to say, is that about a year and a half, 2 years?
That's more than 2 years, okay?
I knew it was
Tiger Woods.
52 weeks in a year. 52 weeks in a year.
Give me a number for Tiger Woods.
What, weeks?
Yeah.
Probably 340.
340?
Yeah.
Try 683.
Oh my God. As the ranked number one player, right?
Exactly. In golf. So it's like night and day.
I keep forgetting about his run.
However,
he had a crazy run.
We have to keep in mind with Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus that they were just extremely
Arnold Palmer and them. Yeah, those guys are there
at a different level.
Right. They're legends.
Okay. But I mean, what Rory is doing is pretty incredible in itself. Right. But he's just not at the top tier.
Yeah, he's just not that guy, but he's that guy, but not that guy.
There you go. There you go. So this is what we have coming up. This week we have the RBC Heritage event, and some of the names that will be playing in it: Scotty Scheffler, Justin Thomas, who's the defending champ, and Colin Morikawa. And there's some noise right now as far as the schedule. They believe that, the schedule's too packed between the majors and everything. And also there's a lot of chatter when it comes to the LIV players. Ken, did you notice the LIV players didn't do well?
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the LIV players didn't do well. So
correct.
There's some chatter regarding why they're underperforming, because that tour, doesn't have the same format. They don't play as many holes.
Yeah, we talked about that.
And everything else. And then the last thing that I'll say regarding the Masters as well, this is a guy we talked about before the show, Sergio Garcia. Matter of fact, I forgot he was even playing golf. That's how.
Yeah, I don't ever see his name until the Masters. He's one of those dudes, So
I guess he wanted his name out there again and beat up a tee box or something.
I'll just say this right now. Don't do that. Like, even if you're at your local municipal golf course, don't do that. Right. I know it's really hard. People get frustrated, whatever. But you're on the most pristine golf course in the country, in the world, in front of all these
global
fans.
stage.
Yeah,
global stage.
And you hit a drive, not where you wanted to, and you decide to beat the hell out of the tee box and then break your driver over something. Like, who are you? Stop. Like, stop. This wasn't like the last shot of your career. Like, calm down.
Take your medicine and move on. In golf, in golf, you got to learn how to take your medicine, period. Mm-hmm. Anybody that plays golf understands that. All right? I mean, you weren't going to win a tournament anyway
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That's even, it makes it worse. He was so out of contention. All right, let's move over to the LPGA side. The big news, I'm not sure if you heard this, Ken. Michelle West is making her return back to competitive golf in the Mizuho Americas Open. And she's actually on a sponsor exemption, okay? This is notable because she stepped away from full-time competition. She's also the tournament host. There's also the JM Eagle LA Championship coming up April 19th. Some of the players that will compete, Minji Lee, Haijo Kim, and Hannah Green. So in the interest of time, that's all we have to talk about from a golf standpoint. Wish we could talk a lot more with both the LPGA as well as the PGA. So what we need to do when we come back, we need to get more into the NFL draft. Everyone should know the NFL draft is here in Pittsburgh, PA next week. Next week, the draft will be here. We need to let you know who the Steelers might draft. We took a look at some mock drafts, and we'll fill everybody in. We talked about it to a certain extent already. We need to talk Aaron Rodgers. I have a interesting take on Aaron Rodgers, fellas.
I have some stuff to say about him, too.
And also, we need to talk Pitt football. Pitt had their blue gold game this past Saturday, and I saw some interesting things that I would like to share. So I know we're a little off from a break standpoint, but we'll get caught up, and we'll hit all those topics and more when we return.
Pittsburgh, it's an old school party. Yes, each Saturday we throw it back with some of the best old school music, funk, R&B, old school, rap, hip hop, and all the jams that make you move and dance. Yes, check it out. Each Saturday right here on Pittsburgh's DSEN. All the old school jams, 6 to 11 p.m.
Pittsburgh, have you seen our Sunday radio schedule? Ooh, it is lit. Start the day off with our Sunday gospel music from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will inspire you and have you praising the Lord. Then from 3 to 8 p.m., we bring you Sunday jazz melody for all the jazz lovers. Then cap off the night with the Quiet Storm from 8 to 11 p.m. to hear the best smooth, romantic, and soulful R&B sounds of yesterday and today. All that each Sunday on Pittsburgh's DSEN, the place for soul.
It's been a long time, shouldn't have left you without a song rhyme to step to. Think of how many weeks shows just left through. Time's up. Thinking of this, you keep repeating your mess. The rhymes from the microphone so no win, so you sit by the radio, hand on the dial tone. As you hear it, pump up the volume. Dance, speak until you hear it blow. Then plug in the headphone, cause here it goes. It's the flow of the word, when it's heard to control your body to dance. So, now takes your tempo like a red alert.
All right, we are back. This is Soul Tape on Pittsburgh's DSN. We're just having a ball talking Pittsburgh sports. If you're looking for Pittsburgh sports talk, you're in the right place. Join us every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Actually, I'm glad I'm mentioning the times as well, because since it's a draft here in the city of Pittsburgh, and since the Steelers has 12 draft, I can make all kind of excuses. Bottom line is we're going an extra hour next week. We are going 6 to 9, and we're going to bring some other people in to give you their perspective as far as who they believe the Steelers will draft and some other teams as well. And Steeler fans, get ready, because when you go down to the draft, you know how it's done. There's certain people and teams you boo, right? First of all, before we talk about booing, my name is Kevin Cameron, Ken Craig in the middle of your screen, and to the right of your screen is Keith Platt. Who do you boo? Ken, who do you boo? at the draft. You start off, you boo the commissioner, right?
Commissioner.
Pittsburgh, don't let me down. You got to boo the commissioner.
I think.
Am I right, Keith?
He hasn't suspended those Steelers in a minute, so we'll give him a pass.
You'll have those people who travel to every draft, right?
Yeah.
They'll remind anyone who forgets that you have to boo the commissioner.
You know what? I'm thinking about this too. Man, I know some people who know James Harrison, right? James Harrison, he got fined, and James Harrison, I had a chance to interview him down at the stadium as well last season. I think him and Joey Porter Sr. But maybe I need to bring James Harrison in here because I know he'll boo the commissioner. With all those fines James Harrison had, I know he'll boo the commissioner, right? And then, fellas, which team should the Steeler Nation boo?
Anybody from the AFC North.
Anybody from the AFC North.
Anybody.
But to be honest with you, I could care less about Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I could care less.
Okay.
But Cleveland.
In Baltimore.
But Cleveland.
The problem
I think Cleveland is the number one team that should get booed.
And the problem with them is like they get like pristine prime picks.
Every
season. They get like four first round picks, like four in the top 10.
And what do they do with it?
Nothing.
Yeah, they just ruin careers.
Yeah, ruin
why
careers.
we wasting our time on them chumps.
Ruin careers. So, yeah, they need to be booed. Just for that. Just for that. Because of the way they draft, they need to be booed. So, I think my number one team is Cleveland. You, Key?
No. Oh, yeah. Oh, the boo. Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Ken, is it unanimous?
I think it's unanimous. It has to be Cleveland because there's
Doo-doo Browns.
Well, and there's a level of respect for the Ravens, right? Because we have that natural rivalry, and it's based on competition. Whereas the Browns, it's just relax.
Got it. Makes sense. All right. So this is what we're going to do. We're not taking our last break because we have too much to talk about. I do want to make sure that I provide information on such an important cause. This is for the fight of cancer, for the Love of the Dance event that is going on. So everyone, stop what you're doing and listen up. Because Pittsburgh gets that time again. May 7th through the 9th, Team X LLC is bringing back For the Love of the Dance. This is a cancer fundraiser weekend. Again, May 7th through the 9th, 4 electrifying events, 3 worthy organizations, 2 beautiful venues, all for one cause, to fight cancer. So if you missed it last year, I'm telling you now, don't miss it again. We're kicking things off Thursday night at the Wyndham Grand Downtown Pittsburgh Hotel with Miss Teresa Hawthorne and Artistry. Then on Friday, the Bill Henry Band will perform, 2 of Pittsburgh's finest in one weekend. And the thing about Friday, Pittsburgh's DSEN will be broadcasting live on Friday as well. So meet us down there. Now on Saturday afternoon, Russell Thompson and free agent will be there. And Saturday night, they'll close things out big with a gala at the August Wilson African American Center. So listen, this is more than a party. This is a purpose with a beat. Now, weekend passes are just $140 or individual pricing for each event. Early bird discount on weekend passes ends April 17th, so don't wait. Get your tickets on Eventbrite or call Lance Clemens at 412-294-2211. I'll say it again, 412-294-2211. May 7th through the 9th, Pittsburgh is the place to be. For the Love of the Dance Cancer Fundraiser Weekend. Be there, and they didn't add this, but I'll add it, be there or be square, as they say. All right. Yep. Excellent cause. All right, so let's talk about our Pittsburgh Steelers. And first of all, we'll start off with Aaron Rodgers. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Time is ticking. When will he make a decision? I said before, as long as the Steelers know I'm good. I wanted it to be before the draft, fellas. However, I started to think about it. I said, well, man, maybe he shouldn't do it before the draft. Mm-hmm. And why am I saying that? I'm saying it because if he doesn't do it before the draft, the Steelers don't show their hands.
Correct.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So other teams won't know, will the Steelers move up to draft a quarterback?
Right.
Or are they not worried about getting a quarterback? So in other words, if Aaron Rodgers signs tomorrow, that might take quarterback off the board for the Steelers, which would impact their draft strategy.
Right, another team's draft strategy.
But by him lingering out there.
Right.
Does that make sense, fellas?
No, I get it. I kind of get it.
Absolutely. I'd rather him, if he already knows, just wait. Like you said, because I want everyone thinking Steelers are going quarterback, no matter what. Quarterback first round.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I would much rather nobody have any insight into what we're drafting. Because if we need to move up for any reason, if we decide to move up for any reason, then, they think we're going for a quarterback.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, I'm hearing this dude Rumorville, I'm hearing he wants $30 million or close to that to come back and play for the Steelers. I mean, he had 3,300 yards passing, 24 touchdowns, 7 enters, 10-6 record, playoff appearance. He's completed 65% of his passes, but he's not mobile. And if I'm the Steelers, I'm probably going to wait for him, but I'm not giving him $30 million, maybe about 24, and I'm still drafting a quarterback. So that's my thing with Aaron Rodgers.
You negotiate, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Ken, you negotiate too, right?
I seen the movie too, Samuel Jackson, The Negotiator.
You start high, don't you?
Yeah.
You start high.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm pretty sure they can meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. It was a big thing though. Adam Schefter said that that's not the sticking point, but Charlie Batch said he disagreed with Adam Schefter, and I'm going to go with Charlie Batch's opinion because he's a hometown guy and he has better connections to the Steelers than Adam Schefter because he's here every day. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I mean,
just
he's over there.
I know that
he's over there more than Adam Schefter, who's in New York City some damn where.
He is, but just because you're over there, you don't always get the information.
I feel you over there, so you know.
I've learned the national people really has the information.
Okay.
Now the local people have the information as far as how people look. Okay. But the national people have the information as far as what moves will be made and why they will be made, because the teams feed that information to them.
Yeah,
that's why there's so much so much noise around Diana.
I knew you was going there. I knew
Rossini right now and Matt Vrabel for the New England Patriots, right?
Mike Vrabel.
Well, who did I say?
Matt
Vrabel,
yeah.
Okay, Mike
Vrabel. He got a little spicy with him and Rossini.
He probably wished his name was Matt.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Don't get that name wrong today.
So, I mean, the national people get the information from that regard. So, yeah. All right, so let's move on to the mock drafts. I know we've been taking a look at the mock drafts, and we already communicated that the Steelers will have 12 draft picks, which is more than any other team this year.
Right. But I hope we keep all of those picks. Unless it's a good deal. I'm building my squad. Like Legos with them 12 picks.
Check this out. The Steelers brought in, I forget, I had it up, because we tracked it as far as
free
agent acquisition. Now, we lost some.
Yeah, of course.
We brought in some, what the net impact is. So my point is, I don't want to bring in some draft picks that we're going to end up cutting anyway.
Yeah, like
it would be a waste.
Yeah, like a Joey Ken or what was the quarterback we got? Chris Oladuke.
Who's sitting sitting with a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was a wasted draft pick though. We could have done you just drafted him for nothing. You didn't even utilize him.
Yeah, but that's a really good point though, Kevin. Is but what we have now is we have some really good draft capital, which gives us the ability to move up or move around the draft if we feel necessary, which I think we're going to be using throughout this draft.
Okay. So you think we'll move around?
Yeah. I'm not saying which round. I just think we're going to be. Yeah, I think we're going to make some moves.
So when you look at it right now, the Steelers have 5 draft picks, as we said, inside the top 100. So just say, Keith, if you get rid of 3 draft picks, right? You get rid of 3 draft picks.
It takes you down to 9.
It takes you down to 9. But just say if you could use a couple to get back into the top 100.
To get a player.
Now you go from having 5 picks in the top 100 to 6 picks in the top 100.
Right.
And if you draft a player in the top 100, the probability of that player making your team is pretty high.
Yeah.
Right. It's pretty high. So I look forward to the Steelers maneuvering. They might even maneuver into the 2027 draft as well.
Yeah,
so,
they're known to do that with this Omar Khan or this.
Yeah, so they might take a couple of those picks and say, we'll take, a pick in 2027 and we'll give you these 2 that we have here as well. So like you said, Ken, I think you said it from a flexibility standpoint, there's a lot of flexibility. So Keith, based on the mocks you looked at, what do you have for us?
I got 4 names that I think the Steelers are going to pick, man. First, I got Alabama offensive tackle Caden Proctor, man. 6'7", 350. 40 starts, consensus All-American. He can play guard too, but this is the illest stat that I like about this guy.
And his name again?
Caden Proctor from Alabama, 6'7", 350 pounds, Kev. He can play guard. He's really a tackle, 40 starts. This is the illest stat that I like about this guy, though. Just hear me out. 32.5-inch vertical. That's 2 inches higher than any other player over 350 pounds since 2003. Also, if you get him, it's insurance because you don't know about Broderick Jones. His career is 50-50 with the neck issue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one guy. Another guy, Texas A&M wide receiver, KC Concepcion, 5'11", 195, 2025 consensus All-American. Why do I think the Steelers might get this guy? Just hear me out, y'all. I think this all-purpose wide receiver reminds head coach Mike McCarthy of Randall Cobb, who he coached in Green Bay. Good short area quickness, elusive, gets good separation, 18 yards per punt return, 2 punt return touchdowns, explosive speed, open field jukes. KC Concepcion, he might be Steeler Nation. Another guy.
Hold on, Keith. I don't see him in the top 5. What number is he?
KC Concepcion?
Yeah.
He's a receiver.
Top 5 what?
Yeah,
in that position.
He's projected as a late first-round draft pick.
Well, we're going to
really?
see. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of first-round wide receivers go. So you may be looking at top 10.
I'm looking at the top 5 by position. But how do you spell his name again?
KC Concepcion. Concepcion.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, you're going to see more than 5 go.
Surprised you ain't down with him, bro.
Yep.
He's a dog.
And he's out of where did you say?
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
NC State transfer.
Okay.
And then I got another player though that I think the Steelers might get. Indiana wide receiver Omar Cooper, 6 feet 195.
Now I've heard of Omar Cooper, and he was I did see him as part of some mocks.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the Penn State game. 20 touchdowns since 2024. Kev, physical, elusive receiver. He's versatile enough to play inside or outside. Breaks a lot of tackles, man. He reminds me of DJ Moore.
Okay.
Reminds me of DJ Moore.
Okay.
Yeah, last but not least, you talk about this Aaron Rodgers stuff. The Steelers, man, we probably going to get Ty Simpson. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised they got Ty Simpson.
We better not get Ty Simpson.
Well, I want Taylor Green, but this is Steeler Nation. They want a quarterback. And, after Fernando Mendoza, he's probably the second best quarterback available. You know, if you don't get him, I would take a chance on Taylor Green, Terrell Pryor, Vince Young clone. I want him.
So you're saying Ty Simpson is a possibility what round?
At 1, the first pick, 21st.
Really?
Yes. Don't be surprised.
Really, Keith?
Don't be surprised.
Man, I'll buy you lunch if that happens.
Ooh, man. I'll get my pick of the choice, okay?
Yeah.
Those are the 4 names, though, Kevin. Caden Proctor, Ty Simpson, Omar Cooper, Casey Concepcion. One of those 4 guys the Steelers are going to pick with the 20th pick.
I think Omar Khan going to be trigger happy when it comes to Ty Simpson in the first round. That will be a repeat of Kenny Pickett, which I was excited about.
He's better than Pickett. Way better.
Okay. All right. Got you. Ken? Ken?
Yeah, so a lot of those names that you just went over, I completely agree with. I don't think Casey Concepcion definitely meets Mike McCarthy's typical.
You don't think
first
so?
round. I like him a lot. Don't get me wrong.
I think he see Randall Cobb in him. And hold on, one more thing, Ken, not to cut you off real quick. They said he spent extended time with Casey Concepcion and Omar Cooper at the Senior Bowl and at the Combine.
Yeah, I know.
So,
It doesn't
I know. But
and he has not been in for a pre-draft visit either, which concerns me.
Who Concepcion was? I don't know about Cooper. I think Concepcion was here.
No, Concepcion was not here.
Okay.
And neither is Cooper, which worries me as well. Although my number one, the person I want in the first round, and I do think that we could potentially see a trade up for it, is Mekhi Lemon.
Mekhi Lemon?
Yeah.
Mekhi Lemon, that's the USC guy.
Mm-hmm. I think
you... Go ahead.
You good?
Yeah, I wanted to say something. Unless you finish your take, though, because I'm about to say something.
He is someone that I could, unless he is too high and taken way too early, which he is good enough for a team to pull the trigger early on him. If he's sitting and he's dropping down to, say, 15 range, I could see the Steelers making a move there. We did bring him in for a pre-draft visit. He came in.
You saying McCollum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came in on April 9th. He is like he's going to be like a JSN, Amon-Ra, St. Brown type of receiver.
You think so, bro? I got a comp for you. I'm going to see what you think.
Absolutely. So I am a very big fan of Mekhi Lemon. He's strong hands, big yak. He makes receivers miss. Very similar to Omar Cooper, who is definitely my number.
He's a sleeper.
2.
He's a dog, bro.
I don't even think he's a sleeper. I think that there are many mock drafts out there that have him going in the top 20. Mm-hmm. And then I've also seen mock drafts that have him going in the bottom of the first. Originally, I saw people say the Steelers could potentially trade back. Now you would need somebody to trade with you, but Omar Cooper, I believe, is the pick, right? Like, he is someone I would say he's the guy, right? However, we only have, 2 or 3 pre-draft visits available, and I know Omar Cooper's on his last pre-draft visit, to which he's keeping all the teams a bit secret right now. He has not been in as of today. So that's my big concern. My other guy who came in today on the 14th for a pre-draft visit.
Okay.
Which would plug and play, and he is your next 7-8 year offensive guard.
I think I know where you're going.
Vega.
Penn State.
Yes.
I knew it. I knew it. I thought about going with him, bro. I swear.
Vega, if he would be, if he falls, in which I don't think he will. He's too good.
Yeah, he's a dog.
He is way too good. But if he falls, he plug and plays right there. You got him, and you fill that hole immediately.
Yeah, he'd start at guard.
This dude has not given up a sack for 2-3 years. He's only given up 2 sacks in his entire time.
Hey, so when do you think he'll go?
I think he's a top 15 pick.
First round.
Okay,
yeah,
so
first round, bro.
The Steelers are at 21. Mm-hmm. It's possible the Steelers could move up to snag him.
Well, and you never know how the board falls. You just don't know, right? All it takes is, one team wants a running back, one team needs this, one team. You don't know. Troy Font knew. He fell to us. There's been so many players in the
Yes,
past.
remember Santonio Holmes fell to us.
Yeah, there's so many players that fall, and this is the type of draft that you can go a couple different directions. So those are my three, and I know one of them's a big reach with Makai Lemon. But we did, and I want to make another point because we brought in Vega today, right?
Okay.
But we also brought in Spencer Fano.
Ooh,
okay?
he's huge.
Yes,
he's huge.
He is somebody that would potentially, even though he's an offensive tackle, his arm length is more of a guard, right? So he is someone that they could potentially say, hey, we're gonna move you inside.
Man, pair him with Mason McCormick. Ooh,
right.
It's lights out.
And he is a dog.
Yeah, who is it again?
Spencer Fano.
Yeah, he's
Fano.
a dog. Out of Utah, right?
Spencer, I saw that name.
Yeah, Fano.
Yeah, it's right here.
This guy's massive.
So you're picking 4.
I'm just saying he's someone who came in for a pre-draft visit who shocked me because he's supposed to go really high. And so either they're expecting him to fall a little bit or they're going to go up and get somebody like him. But because, keep in mind, every year so far, Omar Khan has built in the trenches in the first round, right? He is not.
Last 3 or 4 years, yeah.
So I have that belief that he's going to go trenches again. Especially with Broderick being kind of 50-50 right
that's
now.
why I said Caden Proctor.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and Proctor's next up. Proctor's like, if all these dudes are gone, I think Proctor would be the next up.
Okay, cool. I think you all pretty much, you took some of my picks off the board, but as I mentioned, I think the Steelers will go wide receiver, okay, in the draft. My picks are subject to change, just like your picks could be subject to change because we have one more week before the draft, and just like they do multiple mock drafts, we can do the same thing.
Oh, heck
okay,
yeah.
So I think from a wide receiver standpoint, I know that they brought in Boston as well.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for his first name.
Denzel.
Denzel
Yeah, I think
Boston,
that's David Boston's son.
Out of Washington.
I think so.
Okay, big outside receiver. So he's a possibility. I'm going to put myself down. I'm not sure. Where do you think he'll go, Keith?
Late first round.
Yeah, late first
So
he might be available.
Yeah.
He might be available.
Yeah, I think he's someone that will be available. It just depends on who else is there.
Okay.
Kind of got Michael Pittman in him. I think he's a faster version of Michael Pittman.
Mm-hmm. So I think the order I'm going in, again, I'm going wide receiver, and then I'm going to hop down to offensive line. And I like what you said, Ken, regarding Vega. I'm not sure Vega will be available, but if he's not available, I think they'll go with another offensive lineman as well. And then my third pick would be that I like this guy, Ephesians Prysock, if that's how you pronounce his name.
Ephesius.
Mm-hmm. Prysock, is that his last name?
Yep.
Out of Washington?
Yep.
Cornerback out of Washington. So those are the 3 that I'll go with. Mm. And like you said, Ken, you never know how the board falls. But
it's a great point.
Yeah. All right. So anything else? And again, we'll have a special show next week to talk NFL draft, Steeler draft, next Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say that we have some comments here on the board on YouTube.
Okay.
Mr. Steeler fan said Ionoe, or how do you say his last name? Iono, is a future Pro Bowl guard in the next 10 years. So Vega, he's talking about Vega.
Yeah, okay. Vega.
He said he's really impressed with Fano and Proctor. He thinks all 3 of those would be awesome. He also said go get Jeremy Bernard, who I like.
Oh, Alabama receiver.
And he said it's not for the first round, but potentially second round. He said Skylar Bell from UConn is a nice second round get, and I agree with that. We'll talk more about that next week. And he said he's really impressed with Caden Proctor from Alabama. Could be an answer for left tackle finally. So yeah, we got some consensus there in the chat.
Okay, I got a text here from my boy John Bell as well, and he made a comment here. Aaron makes him mad. So there's some mad Steeler fans out there regarding Aaron Rodgers. But again, Bell, we could leverage that. We could leverage that from a draft strategy standpoint. So we'll see what happens here. Okay? Anything else before we move on? Talk Pitt football real quick. Pitt football had their blue gold game.
Yep.
Before we go on, I'm sorry to cut you off. Pitt football, real quick. The linebacker.
Okay.
Who
in the draft?
In the draft.
Kyle Lewis.
Kyle Lewis, yes.
Ooh, man, I wish we could get him.
I do think he's going to be a Steeler.
You think so?
I think he's going to be a Steeler. He's undersized. I get it.
They're going to move him at safety.
But his hips, when I saw his workout.
Sub-package football, bro. Ooh. That's what I'm thinking when I see him. Yep. Sub-package.
So I would look for him maybe, third round.
He's a ball hawk, too. Yep. His instincts is crazy. He got a crazy high football IQ. Yeah. He's always around the ball. His motor's super high. Mm-hmm. So the Steelers, if they smart, they had him right next door to the practice facility. He's right there. Go get him.
Yep. Very good player, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Again, the Steelers have 12 picks.
He came in for, one of the local visits, but he was in on March 19th. So
okay. So Pitt football, I thought Pitt had a good blue gold game, as much as you can have. I actually had someone make a comment on YouTube as well, and the person might be watching regarding nobody being at the game. Nobody was at the game because it was a closed blue gold game.
Yeah, I was about to say they closed it. Yeah, the media couldn't see it.
Of the draft. But excuse me. Mason Heinsohn, the quarterback, he looked okay. I'm not saying he looked great, but he looked okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm just being honest.
Did I just hear Kevin say something bad about him? I'm just kidding.
He had a 14-yard TD to tight end Carson Kent, and I actually put that highlight out on YouTube as well. So if you would like to see it, just check it out under the shorts videos on YouTube. It was a nice TD, but he also had an interception as well. Who really impressed me, fellas? I think he's a fifth-year football quarterback, Holden Geiner. He's a transfer.
Oh, okay.
Okay. He hit, and someone else that impressed me is Malik Knight.
Wow, I got him right on he's right in my notes, bro.
Yeah, wide receiver.
Yeah, they talked highly of him.
Yeah, he's coming in from Western Carolina. And check this out, Keith. I'm not sure if you have these stats. Okay, but in 2025, he had 47 receptions.
I got it.
774 yards. 7 TDs, 16 and a half average
yards per catch.
Yes.
He's an explosive deep threat, man. Pitt's going to love him.
And he showed up. He's playing the X position. He had 2 touchdowns, 64 yards, as well as 86 yards. And again, the 86-yard TD, check it out, everyone. It's out there on our YouTube channel. That's what we do. Between the shows, we make sure we provide you with all the relevant information.
And that's that K. Bell impact, Kev.
Yeah.
That West Carolina influence. He's the offensive coordinator now. He's getting all those Western Carolina speed wide receivers, and he got Pitt wide receivers looking like they're part of the run and shoot offense for the Houston Oilers.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah,
so I mean, the offense looked faster and more explosive.
Definitely.
And like I said, the defense had 1 pick. And you can't tackle the quarterback. So
yeah, right. And there's another guy too I want to talk about real quick from that game that stood out, and I'm looking for a major leap from him this season. I'm talking about Redshirt Jr. from Still Valley High School, D-back Cruz Brookins. He had an inner. He's a rangy, aggressive defensive back who I think is going to make a major leap this year in college football. I think he's going to be like all ACC. I think he's that good. Shout out to his dad, Big Koo, man. Cruz Brookins, man. He's going to be one of the next stars in the secondary for the Pitt Panthers. So stay tuned. Remember the name, Cruz Brookins. He's a dog.
Excellent. All right, let's run through these games.
Ooh.
NBA time. NBA time. Playing time. Throw it right over to you, Keith.
So tonight we got the play-in. I know you got some predictions, Kev.
I do.
Okay, I'm going to give you my predictions.
Okay.
So first, we got the Hornets and the Heat tonight. I think it's a coming out party for LaMelo Ball. This dude played and one mixtape basketball. He hit over 200 threes, which is amazing. He's hitting one hand three. He's shooting one-legged 3-pointers. You know what I'm saying? Off balance 3-pointers, and they're going in at an alarming rate. So I like the Hornets over the Heat tonight.
Now, let me hop in here real quick.
Okay.
Milwaukee Bucks, Doc Rivers, mutual agreement to step away. Go ahead.
I'm gonna elaborate on him when I'm done with the playing predictions.
Okay.
So I got the Suns over the Blazers. Dylan Brooks, 20 points a game. I think in order for them to win, he has to be the heart and soul, and he is the heart and soul of the Phoenix Suns, and that should be enough to get the win over the Blazers. You got 2 more playing games left. So you got Orlando. I got them over Philly, but it's time for Desmond Bane to show up. 5 years, $197 million, man. I don't think he underachieved this year, but I think the Orlando Magic underachieved. So he has to justify that and come through for them to beat Philly and continue to keep playing. And last but not least, Clippers. I got them over Golden State. Kawhi's healthy. And ever since Darius Garland has got healthy, you're getting 18 points a game, 7 assists, 36% three-point shooter. The Clippers over Golden State. That's my playing predictions.
Okay. I for the most part, Keith, I agree with you. More especially with the Clippers over Golden State because they're beat up right now. I know Stephen Curry is limited. They're talking about limited his time. I know that Draymond Green is beat up as well. Let me see who else. Crispus, Porzingis.
Yeah, he's hurt too.
He's going to be limited.
Right, so is Al Horford.
As well. It's just too much. Yeah. It's just too much. And on top of that, they were 37-45 this year. Yeah. And they also had my guy, Jimmy Butler, who missed a lot of time because of the torn ACL.
Yeah, he's making cheese commercials now.
Yeah, so unfortunately, there won't be a playoff with Steph Curry.
Yeah, they're going down.
And you also mentioned the Suns over the Trailblazers as well, right? And we're talking the play-in games. And you mentioned the Hornets over the Heat, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Right now, they're winning 22-18 in the first quarter. So those are the 2 games tonight. And then we have, you talked about the Magic over the 76ers. Did you say that?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure you want to stick with that?
No, I'm positive. I'm riding with my man Desmond Bane. I'm riding with $170 million.
You know, the 76ers, they're just disappointing year in and year out if you ask
Joel
me.
Boy, he's hurt, man. He's always hurt. It's just sad up there, man. You know, it's just sad. I always wonder if they're all healthy, they're gonna make a run, but it never plays out how you want it to play out with the Philadelphia 76ers.
Okay, so the ones we know are in the playoffs: Detroit #1 seed, Boston #2, New York Knicks 3, Cleveland 4, Toronto 5, Atlanta 6. Who do you have coming out?
I got Boston coming out of the East.
Boston?
I'm going with Boston.
Boston?
You're going Boston too?
Sure.
Remember, we had the Jaylen Brown discussion. I think he's going to show you why he's the MVP.
I guess I'll go Boston.
Oh.
Unanimous over here. Okay, Western, who's in? OKC, San Antonio Spurs, Denver's 3, LA Lakers, they're hurting 2. They're 4. Houston 5, and Minnesota 6. Go back to the Lakers. Doncic is being checked out, right?
I know, man. Don't count us out.
And then Reeves. What's the latest with Reeves?
Everything.
Also?
I think Luka plays game 1. I think Austin Reeves plays game 2.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, Luka just got 2 shots.
Who do you like in the West?
In the West overall, I got OKC coming out of the West. I got them repeating as champions.
Ken?
Okay, it has to be OKC.
I'm going San Antonio Spurs.
I knew you was going to say that.
I'm going Wemby.
Yeah, OKC going to be healthy now.
I'm going Wemby to win the MVP.
Wow.
The championship MVP.
Okay.
They're going to do it all.
I got Jalen Williams winning Finals MVP.
Okay, cool.
J-Dub.
All right. I think we have to talk about the coaching move so far. I started off a little bit.
Yeah.
And then go ahead, Doc Rivers. We need to do this in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, Doc Rivers got fired, man, but, you know, he's a Hall of Fame coach. I think he had some mishaps back in 2000.
Go back to TV.
Back in 2000, he was coach of the year, but he didn't have Grant Hill to pair with Tracy McGrady. Then they won the title that year with Boston. The following year, no Kendrick Perkins. They might have won back-to-back titles. His wins ranked 6th all time.
Who was the coach before him that they fired in the middle of the season?
In Boston or
Milwaukee to bring Doc Rivers in. They were doing good. They fired him and brought Doc Rivers in.
Wasn't it?
What a horrible
what's
move.
his name, man? It was the guy. He got a son that plays in the NBA.
Yeah.
Right now. Adrian something.
Washington Wizards, Brian Keefe. His status is uncertain right now, so that's something to keep an eye on, as well as Orlando Magic. I was surprised to see this as well. Jamal Mosley.
Yeah.
They said that he's on the hot seat.
Yeah, well,
so we'll see
that's why they got to
happens.
win. Desmond Bain got to hold it down.
And then, I'm not sure if you all saw this, LSU, from a college standpoint, hired Damon Stoudemire as an assistant.
Yeah.
Okay? So, fellas, I think we got everything in that we were supposed to get in. So let's go ahead and close the show out. 30 seconds for each of you. Go ahead, Keith.
I didn't get to say this earlier. I wanted to close this out. You know, Penguins playoff chances. I think anytime you got Malkin, Crosby, and Letang, you got a chance. I think the Penguins are a very dangerous dark horse team. I think we're a high-scoring team, and we have a nice blend of young guys and veterans. Don't be surprised if the Pittsburgh Penguins are in the conference finals. Yeah, I said it.
Keith is stealing my thunder. Right? No, I'm just happy to be back in the playoffs. I know there's a lot of games ahead for the Pittsburgh Penguins, but it's going to be a fun playoff series. We're watching Crosby, get back into play. The stars have aligned. The Penguins are back in the Stanley Cup Playoff Series. Also wanted to remind everybody, it's April, which is Autism Acceptance Month. It's a time to recognize and celebrate millions of individuals and families in our community touched by autism.
That's
so
what's up.
If you ever need any resources, reach out to Kevin, myself, Keith, all of us. We have a great partnership with a lot of different advocates and supportive companies here in the area.
Excellent. Great show. Really appreciate both of you doing what you do. Most importantly, I really appreciate the people that watch, right, and listen on the radio side. And there'll be more because the majority of the people listen to the recording, which is fine as well. Just a couple quick announcements before we sign off. If you like traveling, well, we got you covered here at Pittsburgh's DSEN because we're doing a cruise. We are traveling the Eastern Caribbean, and that's November 7th through the 14th. Go to our website, pghdsen.com, for more information. Okay, also directly after the show today, stick around on the radio side because you'll hear the best of soulful music until midnight. If you're on YouTube live, or if you watch the recording later, you can switch over to the radio side too to catch what we have planned 24/7. We have a different lineup every day. We know that you'll love it. Okay, so next week, fellas, a special draft, 6 to 9 p.m. We will be talking about
Only football.
We can't talk only football. The Penguins are
We can
in the playoffs.
3-minute segment on the Pens.
Yeah.
The rest strictly draft.
And you never know. Keith, will the Pirates still be in first place next week?
Speaking of the
Yes, they
Pirates,
will.
They are down 4-1 right now. CJ Abrams just crushed
Another one.
his sixth homer of the season.
Another one. That dude is tough.
Yeah.
That dude.
Thank you, Ricky, for updating us.
Sound like Barry Bonds.
thank
Bobby
you,
goes
Ricky.
in.
And Ricky, Ricky, you have to call us, Ricky. We haven't heard from you in a while. Don't call us today because we're signing off, but next week.
He's been active all over the board,
Has
so
he?
I appreciate it.
Okay, excellent. So we're going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for checking us out, and we do this every Tuesday next week. Again, we will do 6 to 9.
Ricky, why are you agreeing with Keith on the Pens? Why aren't you agreeing with me on the Pens? How's he getting
I like
shout
that.
out?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, how's
There
he
you
getting
go.
shout out?
There you go.
Dangerous. Penguins.
All right, we're signing off. Everyone, take care and be blessed.